Das Projekt heißt Gedankenschenken. Eure Erfahrung hilft. Ein Peer-to-Peer-Empowerment zur Stabilisierung jugendlicher Geflüchteter. 7 Jugendliche, jetzt im Alter von 19, 20, 21 und 23 Jahren, sind die Teilnehmerinnen dieses Projektes. Sie kommen aus unterschiedlichen Ländern und Kulturen.
Und ich bin aus Liberia.
Ich komme aus Iran.
Ich komme aus Syrien.
Ich komme aus Syrien.
Ich komme aus Syrien.
Ich komme aus Syrien.
Ich komme aus Sierra Leone.
Das Trainerteam ist Tina aus Liberia und Mohammed aus Syrien.
So, ich bin die Tina Gaue. Vom Beruf her bin ich zurzeit Referentin für Antidiskriminierung.
Ich bin der Mohammed und ich bin Student an der Universität Regensburg. Ich studiere Lehramt auf Mittelschule.
Durch die Begleitung eines kompetenten Trainerteams können die inzwischen sprachlich erfolgreichen, kulturell akklimatisierten, jungen Heranwachsenden ihre Anfangs- und Startschwierigkeiten in der neuen Gesellschaft reflektieren. Sie sollen ihre selbst entwickelten Ressourcen und Strategien erkennen, benennen und wertschätzen, die ihnen den Start in unserer deutschen Kultur erleichterten. Bei der Gestaltung der Ausbildung ist neben der inhaltlichen Ausgestaltung auf Elemente wie gemeinsame Ausflüge, also Erlebnisse, oder gemeinsames Essen zu achten, um das Gruppengefüge zu verbessern.
Ich wohne seit 3 Jahren in Deutschland.
Ich bin seit ungefähr 5,5 Jahren in Deutschland.
Ich bin seit 10 Jahren ungefähr hier.
Bin hier in Deutschland seit wohl 5 Jahren.
Ich bin seit November 2015 in Deutschland. Und ich bin seit 5 Jahren in Deutschland.
Ich bin seit 3 Jahren in Deutschland.
In der Ausbildung der Peers werden folgende Themen behandelt. Wie entsteht Kultur und Interkulturalität, Rassismus, Typisierung von Diskriminierung, Ressourcenarbeit, was mache ich, wenn es richtig schlimm wird, wie geht Beratung richtig, vor Gruppen sprechen und Coolness-Training.
Die Jugendlichen reflektierten unter Anleitung ihre positiven und negativen Erfahrungen in Deutschland. Sie setzten sich mit dem Thema Diskriminierung auseinander und gestalteten im Rahmen eines Theaterplanspiels als Ergebnis aus dieser Arbeit mehrere Szenen des Selbsterlebten.
Aber die Gesellschaft lernt trotzdem etwas. Ohne dass wir zum Thema Rassismus kommen, ohne dass wir zum Thema Ausgrenzung kommen, durch diese Theaterstücke, diese ironischen Theaterstücke oder durch diese Erzählen, diese Monolog, werden bestimmte Themen abgearbeitet mit den Jugendlichen. Und Jugendlichen brauchen das. Es bringt nicht, wenn ich eine Schulung mache über was ist Diskriminierung, was heißt es, Migrant zu sein und so weiter. Aber durch die Erzählung, durch diesen Inszenieren von ihren Erfahrungen, lernen die anderen, wie geht es den anderen in unserer Gesellschaft.
Hallo, servus. Danke schon. Danke. Also die anderen, Sie dürfen schon rein, die anderen dürfen Sie rein. Weil die Flüchtlinge.
Welche Rahmenbedingungen wünschst du dir, dass dieses Projekt weitergehen kann?
Ich würde mir wünschen, dass das Projekt wirklich weitergeht, weil ich jetzt als Gruppenleiterin stelle ich fest, vielleicht ist ein paternalistischer Gedanken, aber stelle ich fest, dass die Jugendlichen gerne weitermachen wollen um einfach auch diese Nützlichkeit in der Gesellschaft zu haben, also was man als Mensch braucht, dass ich nützlich bin, außer nur reine seine Pflicht ausführen, Leistung geben, sondern auch das freiwillig machen, was man gerne macht. Und insofern brauchen die aber noch viel Unterstützung, indem die Stadt oder wir einen Rahmen schaffen, dass sie ihre Gedanken weiter schenken können, ihre Erfahrungen weitergeben können an die Jugendlichen. Das ist ein Peer-to-Peer-Programm und sie sind der Meinung, oder wir auch als GruppenleiterInnen sind der Meinung, dass es genügend Jugendlichen in dieser Stadt, sowohl Geflüchtete, sowohl Menschen mit Migrationshintergrund als auch die allgemeine Gesellschaft bräuchten weiterhin diese Projekte, weil nur durch das einander begegnen und treffen und sich austauschen, lernen wir in eine multikulturelle Gesellschaft zu leben.
So I think it's now our turn. So hello to everyone. Thanks a lot for watching the video and for inviting us as Project Gedankenschenken. We are a group of people with migration background and also with refugees experiences, a group of youth who we all live in the southern part of Germany. The group itself, the majority of them lives in Regensburg. My name is Tina Gawe, and I'm one of the group leader. We are two usually, I, Tina, and Mohammed. Mohammed at the moment, he's in Turkey, so maybe he's also watching us from Turkey as well. And I have two members of our group online now, Martin Ramezani and Haima Alva-Fain. So our program for today is structured like this, that I'm going to just talk a little bit about the group, and then Haima and Martin are going to just present themselves, and then you have 15 minutes to ask questions about our project or our experiences. Our project is a peer-to-peer empowerment, as you also heard on the video, and it's also a each one teach one. So it's a program which started in 2018 during the autumn. It's also sponsored by the city of Regensburg, and also sponsored by the project of Christine Pietsch, who is also online with us today. It's a program which is sponsored by many authority, many youth projects in Regensburg, Familienwerkstatt, PUR, Ausbildung statt Abschiebung, Gewaltprävention, and as well from the city of Regensburg. These students was once students of the social workers who worked in this project in the so-called vocational schools, and because of their engagement, their political engagement, in their will to do something in a Regensburg society, that the social workers came together and say that we need a project where the youth can come together and learn about their experience, they're experiencing the challenges, and have the opportunity also to discuss about these challenges they have as refugees, as youth growing up in a foreign society, to deal with this stress and to deal with also the discrimination, learn how to call what is discrimination and know what is discriminations, and also to see how they can build up themselves to help other youth in their schools, and also how they can connect themselves with the society where they lived. So we usually meet before the corona pandemic. We usually used to meet every 2 weeks. We had 2 sections. We have at the beginning from 2018 to the middle of 2019, we have a theory part where they learn skills of communication, skills of presentation, skills of how do I deal with racism, what is racism, what is intercultural relationships, what is intercultural communication, what does it mean to be in a foreign country, and also what does it mean and how should I stand in front of public to be able to give a speech freely without being shy, and how can I elaborate my trauma that I have during the time I came from my country and during the time I'm now living here, and what are the challenges I have as a refugee student living in Regensburg, what are my opportunities as well. All those things were elaborated in the theoretical part. And as youth, they all need enjoyment in free time and sport activities. We also have sessions during the weekend where the youth, where we also travel to other cities, where we also travel and learn how to ski as well. And we went to the mountains. We also went to the theater. We also went to cinema. We did activities together just to free our mind from all the stress we have daily. And the second part of our project was supposed to start last year, 2020, where the youth, that's what they learned in the theoretical part, they were supposed to put it in practice by now going to give speeches and meeting other authority and meeting with other peers group by explaining their experience, and where the intercultural relationship supposed to start, where they go and express the experiences towards the other kids and start the dialogue. And that was unfortunately blocked by the pandemic, and we hope through other projects to be able to carry it on, because the project is now ending this year, March. On the 31st, we're going to have our celebration where the youth are going to get the certificates. So now I'm going to give the words to Haima, and she can now present herself and express her feelings. What does it mean as a youth growing up in a foreign country between the age of becoming adult, but still being an adolescent as well? So Haima, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, it's okay. Yes, it's okay.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay, so sorry. Haima is going to speak in English at the beginning, and then I will have to translate it.
So, hello, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Haima Al-Wafai. I come from Germany. I come from Syria, sorry. My age is 23. I live in Germany since 2000 and since 5 years. Sorry, my English is getting bad. And yeah, I'm glad to be here to share my story with you today. So I need help, translation. So Tina.
No problem.
I would like to continue in German, so you can translate for me.
Someone have, wait a second, someone have the mic on and we're hearing almost everything. Haima, you can talk, you can speak.
So, jetzt auf Deutsch. Ich bin hier seit 5 Jahren in Deutschland. Ich bin angekommen, unbegleitete Minderjährige, ohne Eltern und geflüchtet aus Syrien, natürlich wegen der Krieg.
Stop. Stop. Okay, so I have been here for 5 years, and I came as an unaccompanied minor, and surely with all my parents from Syria. Haima?
Okay. Mit der Hoffnung, dass ich hier weiter lernen kann und also in Frieden leben und dass ich halt ja meine Ziele weiter erreichen kann, was Deutschland uns ermöglicht haben.
Okay, so with the hope that I can foster that I can continue learning and I can live my life in peace, and also I can be able to realize my my objective. And thank God Germany has also offered me this opportunity. Haima?
Ja, also als ich angekommen bin, hier gibt's also als Minderjährige bekommt man in Deutschland Vormund. Das heißt, sie spielt die Rolle meine Eltern. Also
Moment. So as I came to Germany, like in Germany here, as an own company minors, you have somebody like a legal guardian, which actually take the role of your parents. Heima?
Ja. Ich habe die Vormund bekommen und dann ich habe leider Pech gehabt, dass sie mich nicht weitergeholfen hat, meine Ziele zu erreichen, sondern sie war ein bisschen genervt oder traurig, dass ich von der Stadt Hilfe bekomme.
So I had a legal guardian, and I think I was unlucky because she didn't really help me for me to realize my dream. She was very, very nervous, angry with the idea that I was receiving help from the city, from the government.
So, sie hat mir dann gesagt, ich sollte dann vielleicht die Sprache ein bisschen lernen, damit ich halt mit den anderen recht komme und weiter arbeiten und meine Steuer selber zu zahlen, statt zu lernen.
Okay, so she told me that I rather have to learn the language quickly to be able to communicate and for me to survive as well, but most importantly for me to be able to pay my taxes and instead of me going to school.
Yes. Ich habe das ganz von Anfang an schon verstanden, dass es ja nicht ein Recht war, dass ich halt Geld von der Stadt bekomme und sie soll arbeiten. Aber als ich 17 Jahre alt war, wollte ich ja weiter gliedern und ich habe gehofft, dass jemand mir erklärt, was die deutschen Systeme da eingegliedert ist.
Okay. Yeah, I understood that it wasn't okay for her for me to be receiving money from the state or from the city. I was 17, I needed to learn, and I needed as well somebody who should explain the system to me. Aima?
Ja, ich war enttäuscht. Also da habe ich leider keine Projekte gefunden wie Gedankenschenken, weil Gedankenschenken, als ich teilgenommen habe, sie haben uns auch erzählt, was die deutsche Systeme da, also wie die läuft und wenn man arbeitet geht oder lernen geht, dann haben die uns auch verstanden, aber leider damals hätte ich niemanden gefunden, der mir helfen kann.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I was very, very disappointed, and by that time I didn't have or saw any projects like Gedankenschenken. Gedankenschenken also helped me to know the system in Germany and also to know many things, and I would have loved to have a project like this by that time.
Aber damals habe ich mich weiter informiert. Da habe ich Glück gehabt, in der deutschen Kurs, meine eigene Deutschlehrerin hat mir damals geholfen und informiert, dass ich halt hier weiter lernen kann und ich muss nicht unbedingt arbeiten.
Okay, so I try to continue informing myself, and luckily in my German class, my German teacher helped me to look for informations and also make me understand that I don't really have to work, but I can stay pursuing my studies.
Und dann habe ich bin halt, ich habe das geschafft und dann, ich war auf der deutschen Schule. Mein Ziel war medizinischer Zweck oder Pharmazie, besser gesagt.
Yeah, just a second. Okay, yeah, so I made it to go to the German school to enter the normal German classes, and my objective was to do something in medical sector or pharmaceutical sector.
Aber dieser Zeit hätte ich eine andere Problem, und zwar die Leute haben irgendwie das nicht akzeptiert, dass ich Geflüchtete mit Kopftuch weiter lernen kann, zum Beispiel Praktikum zu machen. So.
Yeah, but I also encroach myself with other problems that people hardly accepted. That yeah, I also hello. Okay, I also encountered myself with other problems that people didn't accept that I'm a refugee, a woman with hijab could continue on pursuing her studies. So it was quite difficult.
Und dann habe ich, ich habe halt versucht irgendwie, dass ich irgendwie weiterkommen kann, aber leider konnte ich nicht. Also da habe ich niemanden gefunden, der mir helfen kann dabei. Und dann habe ich mich abgemeldet von der Schule. Also ich konnte einfach nicht weitermachen und ich habe halt schwierige Zeiten gelebt. Rassistisch.
So I eventually had to resign from the school because I encountered a lot of discrimination and as well racial discrimination that I couldn't survive with again, so I stopped going to school.
In dieser Zeit habe ich mir eine Arbeit gefunden und hier in Deutschland sind nicht so viele Mädels gekommen, die sind eher Jungen, und ich habe mich zum Beispiel ehrenamtlich bei der Übersetzung geholfen.
Okay. So during this time, I also tried to find myself a job, and I was also working voluntarily. And during this time, there is also a lot of refugees who came, but they were all males and not girls. So I was also helping to do the translations as well.
Und in dieser Zeit hatte ich jemanden kennengelernt, der ist Apotheker. Der hat mir dann erklärt, weil ich habe jemandem geholfen beim Übersetzen, der Praktikum machen will. Dann hat mir erklärt, ja, was machst du, was sind deine Ziele eigentlich, weil du kannst ganz gut Deutsch sprechen. Und dann habe ich gedacht, ja, ich will ja Abi machen, aber konnte ich nicht, wegen meinem Kopftuch.
Okay. Yeah, so during this translation, I met somebody, I had a translator for somebody who is as well a pharmaceutical, and he actually asked me, what would you like to do? Actually, what are your objectives? You speak very well German, and you could actually do a lot. Why are you not? So then why are you not even doing an internship? And then I said, yeah, I can't do an internship because of my hijab I'm carrying.
Ja, und dann hat er mich unterstützt. Und dann hat er gemeint, jetzt du kannst weitermachen. Und er unterstützt mich. Er hat mich in eine internationale Schule angemeldet, wo hier keine Rassismus angeht, Gott sei Dank.
Okay, yeah, so he actually he helps me and register me in an international school where now when I'm not experiencing any form of racism.
Ja, aber da hatte ich wirklich lange Zeit, also ich habe zwei Jahre von meinem Leben irgendwie geschenkt.
Yeah, but I just say I really wasted 2 years of my life before. Yeah.
Was ich sagen wollte, also ich bin jetzt PTA. Heute ist dieses Jahr ist meine
PTA, kannst du vollständig sagen? PTA?
Pharmacist. Technical assistant.
Okay. So sorry. Now I'm actually doing my PTA, pharmaceutical technical assistant.
And ich bin enttäuscht bist mit Englisch und Deutsch.
No, no Deutsch, only German. Then I'll translate. Only German. We're coming to the end.
Yeah. So I would like to do. Oh my god. I'm nervous. Okay. Do we have time?
We have time. Mit der Ruhe, just be calm. Your last sentences. Deine letzte Wörter.
Okay. Ich möchte ja sagen, dass hier ich bin jetzt weitergekommen durch meine Stärke und dass ich halt jemanden kenne, also Leute, die sowohl mich schwach gemacht haben, habe ich auch jemanden, der mir stark gemacht hat. Und
Stop. I came forward thanks to people who makes me strong, but as well thanks to people who actually makes me weak.
Und ich würde ja mich wirklich freuen, wenn dieses Projekt weitermachen, also mit diesem Projekt kann ich weitermachen, weil wir haben echt viel geschafft in 2019, dass wir uns vorgestellt haben vor jugendliche Deutsche.
Okay. So I would really appreciate if this project continued to be funded, because in 2019 we did a lot. For the first time, I was able to make a speech in front of German youth.
Und dann ich habe auch Erfahrungen gesammelt, die ich wirklich weiter teilen wollte, damit die anderen auch bekommen, was wir erleben, weil...
Stop, langsam. I would like to give my thoughts of what I have learned, my experiences, so that the others of the society can also hear about, learn about what we are experiencing.
Und dann würde ich mich auch freuen, dass die anderen Migranten meine Geschichte ja auch kennen, damit
I would also be happy if the other migrants can also hear my story.
Hallo?
Ja, Heima.
Okay. Okay. Ich habe vergessen, was ich sagen wollte. Hier als Erwachsen zu sein, also mit zwei verschiedenen Kulturen, ist schwierig.
Okay. Yeah, as an adult living and growing up in two different cultures, it's very, very difficult.
And thank you for hearing me. Sorry.
Okay. Lieben Dank, Heima. Thanks a lot, Heima, for the courage of you. Explaining personal experiences to people you practically don't know. It's really a courage. And thanks a lot as well for sharing your experience with all. So I now give the word to Martin.
Hello, my name. Can you hear me? Okay, it's good. So my name is Martin Ramazani. I am 19 years old, and right now I am doing my Abitur in Regensburg. So although I live in Germany and my home country is Iran, and my culture is also there, and my parents and every other family member is there, but Now I live in Germany and I'm integrated and have to and I am all right in the German culture, as we can say. So I do a lot of engagement and support in local politics and political work, like talking about the Islam and discrimination at schools and all that. And later I want to be an engineer. Yeah, so I stumbled upon this group Gedankenschenken while being active in the local politics in my city. So that and I really identified with it and came along and wanted to know what other people thought or how other young people lived. But now I'm gonna just start with the start as coming in Germany. Like growing up as an adolescent brings for me different challenges which are pretty unusual for an average German teenager. First, I need to mention that my family and I arrived 11 years as refugees in Germany. At that moment, my sister and I were kids who didn't understand those circumstances and needed to be taken care of. But as I grew up, I became more and more aware of our situation and started to realize how much support my parents needed. Like they were lost in a new country with a completely new culture, no language, no job, no other family. The only company for them and for me was with other refugees in the same situation. So while my parents had to deal with authorities to make sure we could live on in Germany and search for something to do and due to the work prohibition, I had the chance to attend school and experience a completely new social circle with children who seemed to have no problems in their lives. I also wanted to live in that bliss illusion, but since I started to grow up, I realized that my parents relied on me, as I was the only one in the family to speak with a decent German language that I learned from the school. Thus, I had to take care of paperwork when nobody else could, or go to translate in various situations for my parents and with authorities or for doctors and everything else. My parents wanted to give us that bliss illusion of having a happy life and secure life in Germany. So they tried to conceal their anxiety of being deported. But I have already grown up and I have already understood that problem. By that, I had an enormous pressure to be good in school and to get a degree which could secure the long-term residence of my family in Germany. I had to do my best to make sure that we could stay here because of my education. Thus, it is my responsibility to create myself a good future and be a role model for my little sister. After a while, I started to wonder if there are other young people who can identify with me and my situation. And nearly 2 years ago, I came across the new established group Gedankenschenken, which means as much as donating thoughts, like the thoughts they give me and I give them, and how we support each other. And in that group, I have met other refugee adolescents, as we have seen earlier, who shared the same burdens as I share, some even with worse history and even no family in Germany and even with bigger problems. With them, I had the possibility to exchange experiences and even to help each other in different tasks, which are provided by the advance of adolescence, like dealing with racism or authorities in a different way that no one else had to, and only we young migrants had to, and the problems they brought to us. We could support each other in various ways, to sum it up. And we could also inform other young people about our situation and illuminate them with the matter of racism. We have also become friends as we can identify with each other and confide our problems or anxieties to each other. It is really nice to learn new things from other cultures and countries like Syria, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and further on, because everyone has a different view on life and brings a different history with different challenges. By that, I realized that even though we come from other cultures, we share the same interests and views on matter. Even though we differ in various aspects, in the end, we were all young humans and in the same situation and had to deal with some things, and we were just humans. For me, it was also important to see how young adolescents with other genders and religions are being treated in Germany and what they have to deal with. As I learned, being a minority is not always easy, as there is and always will be discrimination by local authorities and even by random people in our free time. So we won't get away from that for a long time, and thus we need support in that and in various ways. That's very important for us. So it is always a relief to talk to other people who have experienced the same discrimination in other ways, as I have or Haima have had, and almost every young migrant in the whole world. I've learned an important lesson in my journey to adulthood, that we shouldn't take everything good that happens to us for granted. Because I have seen how privileged people don't even realize that having decent friends or family is one thing that always lifts our spirits and is like the most important thing in life. And someone don't even acknowledge it. And having friends from other cultures does open doors to new perspectives in lives for me, for Haima, and for all of us. And for further development, I would like to appeal to you all that such organizations as Gedankenschenken should be supported intensively and should last a lifetime, as Gedankenschenken is not only a simple group, it is a possibility for young migrant teenagers like Haima and me to reveal ourselves as we really are and make the best out of our lives, with an immense support from amiable friends and idols. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin, for this empowering words and also for sharing your experience. It's not that easy to share your experiences, something personal that you experience in all these aggressions we faces in our daily life. And yeah, the experiences of Haima and Martin, they are actually typical experiences that I can put 10,000 migrants of people with refugee background or migration background who will all say the same story. And that is the nice things of our project, that we are people from different countries and we come together and we all see that even though we are from West Africa, like Liberia, Sierra Leone, Syria, Iran, Afghanistan, that we all live the same common discriminations and problems we faces here. If you're Black, if you carry hijab, if you're a man, just being a migrant in this country, we faces the same problems. And that's the good thing of the group, that I, as a group leader, Mohammed as a group leader, we all as well, we also as well experience this in our childhood coming to Europe. And the kids also sees us as role model that give them also encouragement to go forward. And this transcultural meeting of each other at a common basis, where our identity of being a Black, a Liberian, a Syrian, a Muslim, a Christian, is not no more important, but the common experiences we share every day. And that's the beautiful thing of our group. So you have, I think, 10 more minutes for questions. If you have questions about the group or about personal experiences of Haima, this is now your opportunity. Is there any question? No question?
Hello, can I share?
Yeah.
How long is your group active?
We have been active since I think October 2018, and the program is ending on the 31st of March. So we are in search of funding as well for the program.
Yes, this is why I'm asking, because we are also working with a mixed group in Greece, in Thessaloniki, and we started in late 2019. But now the one obstacle was the pandemic, and now our funding is ending, and I guess we face the same obstacles, more or less. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks to the youth as well. So is there any questions? I think Alexander Kraus had the questions before.
Yeah, I just wanted to, before we talked with the workshop here, you pointed out that it's very interesting that your group is exactly also for the members of your group a kind of transcultural experience, because Syria and Africa and Afghanistan are very different countries. So I would like you and maybe also the colleagues explore a little bit about these different layers of, let's say, discrimination, which is maybe by your origin, but we discussed also other layers of discrimination, like class and the economic background or gender. Yeah. So speaking of class, for example, I remember very well that how hard my own family, they had to work for their first degree, for example. They never had money, and so there is a lot of class discrimination also here. So I'm very glad that your group is so successful here and could use the opportunities. But could you maybe talk a little bit about your this transcultural and multi-level experience?
I found the special thing of the group is that, or maybe I asked Martin and Heima, what do you find, before I answer the question of Alexander, what do you find special of your group, Gedankenschenken? Was ist das Besonderes an der Gruppe Gedankenschenken? Möchte jemand antworten?
Ja, also was ist besonders? Wir sind ungefähr der gleiche Alter. Erstens. Zweitens, wir haben uns nicht nur mitgeteilt, was unsere Ziele sind oder was der nächste Schritt zum Beispiel ist, sondern wir haben uns irgendwie tief gefragt, also was ist meine private Probleme überhaupt, damit ich halt, wir haben halt die private Probleme getauscht, unsere Erfahrungen erst getauscht und dann halt weiter gedacht, okay, was geht die anderen? Wie können wir die anderen helfen? Und so geht es uns weiter. Also
Translation.
So I can also say what she said.
Ah, super. Sehr gut.
At first, not only we could hear our experiences, but also we could dig into ourselves and see what our problems in life were at that time and what we have to deal with, and could share that with each other. But also we could share those problems to people who don't know those problems. And yeah, the support and knowing that we are in the same situations, but we are all dealing with various problems, made us more stronger in various aspects, and we could support each other really a lot.
Yeah. Okay, then I can answer now. Thanks a lot, you both, the question of Alexander. So I believe I think Alexander and I, we had a discussion before, and what we also realized is that
a group like Gedankenschenken, usually in a German society, not only in the German society, I have the luck that I live in Italy and England, so I have also multiple experience of being a migrant in Europe. And usually the intent is of our society is to make us as migrants integrate in the system, forgetting that we are coming from countries where we have the population of, like, say, Syrian being Syrian together, and it's not that multi diverse like the Western Europeans country. So we encountered this multiculturalism society where we have to be in the same classes with Black kids, white kids, Muslim, Christian, people from different backgrounds. But it's actually an aspect which is as well forgetting. And in our group, we have this opportunity to also discuss the discrimination that could also be in between the various groups as well. So we came together, being Black person, being with a white person, a Muslim, being with a Christian, learning to know each other culture, like Haima, Martin, and other members of the group that love cooking. So we also celebrate Ramadan, even though Tina, as the group leader, is not a Muslim, but I also learn about the Muslim culture, which something I may not have learned in my country, but being in a multicultural society, we also have a third room created. And this third room that is created in this new society we have in being a migrant, it's never tackled. So we have people coming in this country, meeting other cultures, and living together or living close to each other with all discussing about the discriminations and the various experiences we have, or we have towards the prejudice we have towards a Black or towards a Muslim or towards a lady with a hijab. So those are things we didn't have to discuss about it, but being together, doing things together, sharing experiences every weekend together for good 2 years or almost 3 years now, we learn to know each other. And these are opportunities that are not given in the society we live in. You just come integration, learn the German language, learn, maybe try to work soon as possible or do something, but you do not tackle the issues that you're experiencing as this third world. I'm a Liberian or I'm a Syrian coming into Germany. I have to know the German society as well. There are other societies coming in this country. Then this third room is not tackled at all. And we had opportunity of tackling such, and I think that is actually the uniqueness of our group, that we came together, and it wasn't a problem that there was a Black person, a Muslim, or a Christian, or a Syrian, or a Liberian, or so and so. But we knew we're from different cultures, and we learned how to eat the food from another country. We learned how to listen to the music. Haima love how to dance Afro dance, and I learned how to dance how do you call it, bow times. And these are things which, when you say interculturalism, it's bad, but we learn how to meet each other and know each other. And this is something which also has to be tackled when we are dealing with unaccompanied minors as well, migrants too, because they are meeting new people, new culture every day. And this is something strange. It's not only integrating in the society I'm coming, but also integrating in this multiculturalism, this transcultural room that is created. We have to learn how to live in this third room together, or this third space, which is created. Did I answer your question? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, but we can also see that this is really a bigger discussion, and that forming and being on the way to a transcultural migration society. I mean, I forgot which scholar said this, but there is a strong claim that the more successful inclusion is, the more conflicts we will have. Yeah. So there will be a lot of tensions and misunderstandings, and we will have to exchange a lot of narratives to get together. But this, to be able to share this perspectives, I think this is it's a healthy phenomenon. And so groups like yours, I think, are very elementary forms of encountering this, and sometimes it's hard to hear your stories and some of your perceptions, but I think this is the way forward.
I have a question.
Yeah, but I think you are also one of our sponsors.
Yeah. It's a big sponsor.
Initiator of the project.
Yeah, I'm so thankful to hear you and what you did, and I'm so happy to hear, and I'm so sad hearing that the project could stop in March, and I'm asking everybody and you, there must be a way, because I think it's always this thinking of projects. You start something and then it's getting bigger, and you could give it to other young people, those ideas. I know so many young people in Regensburg who exactly need this, where you are talking about, this empowerment and everything. Now, no money, you know. And it's a question to you, to everybody, to have ideas how this could continue on April 1st, you know.
I mean, again, this is maybe one characteristic that the group shares with many youth groups, of course. Yeah, that you are really pressured to self-organize and to find funding, and you build something for yourself. And this is encountered also by many German youth. And so I congratulate you that you are not necessarily always asking for a lot of state money, but you are trying to self-organize and get on your feet, like many German groups also do, and this would be really the characteristic of immersion, that maybe you also join some of the existing youth groups. I mean, there is the Bavarian Youth Association. So this is how it starts with the informal group, and in some years you will be a formalized, successful youth organization on your own.
We pray so. But that's one of also the problem of many projects, the question of sustainability. Many projects are sponsored, not only yet now the youth project. I also work professionally in a field of projects, which we have to request the funding every 3 years. So this is the problem of projects that has to do with migrations or generally migration integration topic that is always sponsored as a project which have an ending date. Our project is an initiative of people, social workers who came together. So it wasn't made to be for a long time of period, but generally many projects in this sector of migration integration, I just sponsor for 2-3 years, and then what does the government or the stakeholder expect? If you want sustainability, you have now 8 youth are very, very interested, engaged, of continuing. Then you block this project, and maybe in 2 years I found something. Nobody can guarantee me that they will still have that urge and that willingness to continue. And that's the problem. So you build youth, you build people up, and they are motivated. Then you stop them, you break that motivation. And it's very difficult to recreate it or to make the project sustainable for the society, and for the youth with migration background as well. So it's something that as a group, as CISOTRA, have to give it as well to the project of to the program of Erasmus Plus, that there are a lot of projects which are just sponsored just in a frame time, and they don't think about the sustainability. But you as a person, as an organization, association, have to think how this project to continue. You have to fight for it. Yeah. We are all on the same boat.
Thank you for this. Let's say I would like to say thank you for two things. Let's say first to you and to Alexander, that really bring at the end of this conference this experience by the ground. So talking with you, working directly with the migrants, and successful story, and two of your let's say friends, Martin and Jaime, no? And another thing that I would ask also Alexander to maybe add in the recommendations, more visible, let's say, that it is very important as a policy, let's say, that it should be a system that somehow ensure that such initiative on the ground, they are going on, not depending on the let's say big projects, because I think that these are really things that contribute, directly contribute to the society, no? And usually they are not needed a lot of money, but it should be somehow a way of working, okay? So I don't know, maybe we can conclude this conference.
Yeah.
Okay. And we agreed with our director of Regia, with Valeri, that he will play again a song of Laura Pausini, which is directly supporting what was said at the end by our Barhaima and Martin, that everyone has to be seen. Everyone has to be seen, and it should have a person where she or he comes, that someone is really seeing it. So thank you to everybody to be with us 7 hours, okay? All the materials will be available on our website, and you will receive the official thanks and the request for do the evaluation forum to give us feedback, and also all the information about the certificates and the materials. So in next days, the latest on Monday. Thank you.
Finally, I see Nada with the